Since the dawn of time, man has gazed up at the sun and asked, does it make a sound? I mean, everything else in the whole of creation makes a noise when it rebounds off another object. So why aren't we all deaf from the sound of sunlight? What makes the electromagnetic spectrum think it can get away with silence?
Which makes me wonder, what is light and why is it so silent?
I've wondered what is time and I've wondered what are stars. I've wondered about women, if they really come from Mars. I've had a look for atoms, are they small or really big? Can you find them in a barm cake or in your neighbour's pig? To answer all your questions, I'm gonna jet around the earth, moving tiny rocks around and grinning through all I'm worth. I'm making science trendy, it's the newest rock and roll, and maybe I'll blow your minds again as I fall down a black hole. Wondering about the Punyverse. Turn out science again.
I've flown nearly 10,000 miles to stand in the one place on Earth that gets more sun than even Chiddlehume, the Kalahari Desert. Listen. I should be deafened by the sunlight, but I'm not. It makes me wonder if even science can explain this. But that means I need to go back to Manchester. I've flown back to Manchester Polyversitech to speak to my old friend and fellow celebrity rock astrophysicist, who's also called Brian, Dr. Brian May. Dr. Brian, as someone whose fingers have tripped many a chord in your time, have you ever heard light make a sound?
No, not exactly, Brian. I've set up an experiment to show you why you might be barking up the wrong tree.
Wow, that looks simply incredible.
Oh, thanks, Brian.
However does it work?
Well, I flick the torch switch on, and then we listen.
Amazing! I heard a click. That was the sound of light itself.
Actually, Brian, I think it might have been the switch. You see, I'm more than an astrophysicist, actually, than a theoretician.
So it seems as if Dr. Brian's experiment was a bit of a failure. But in science we call those a success. Or at least we do if we want to keep getting into all the high-impact peer-reviewed journals. Hey! In my quest for the sound of light, I've travelled 4,000 miles to this bathroom in the LA Hilton to ask another question that has baffled physicists for countless generations. If light doesn't make a sound, does darkness? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's another experiment. Here goes. I heard that click again.
No, Brian, it's the light switch. Again.
Astounding! Totally worth the BBC flying us both out here. Oh, yes. Well, I'm making one final stop in my global quest for electromagnetic sound effects. Here I am, deep in the Amazon rainforest. Above us, scientists are imaging the trees from orbiting satellites, literally thousands of kilometres above us. That means every second of every day, 15 million radar particles bathe every inch of the forest, reflecting off the water in the trees and bouncing back into orbit at the speed of sound. But as they do they make a noise?
Sorry, Coxie, I had to drain me lizard.
It looks like light and sound are just going to have to be one of those mysteries even science can't adequately explain. Some may disagree that light doesn't make a noise, but as no one has managed to totally disprove it, it means some doubt remains and I can carry on making programs about it. And that is, after all, why it is one of my wonders of the Punyverse.
Actually, I think you'll find electromagnetic theory is pretty robustly understood.
Yeah, that's alright, didn't you, Brian? Oh dear, I'm a killer queen. Or a queen killer anyway. Next time I'll investigate how sonar and radar are essentially the same thing. They're even spelt almost the same. Cheerio, chuckle butties.
She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.